Good morning. There's some mist and fog around first thing, but for the majority it looks like another dry and quite sunny, warm day. But how long will that last into next week? I'll tell you more in around 15 minutes. Good morning, Roger and Tina. Hello there to you. Good morning at home. So I think another fine day shaping up for most parts of the UK. Siding with the weekend, it's not too bad at all. There are one or two exceptions this morning, although it will end up dry, warm and sunny for most of us. We've still got a fair bit of clouds spiralling and more limited to the far south. What we do have a lot of is low cloud. It's crept in off the North Sea, so it's affecting many parts of central and eastern England and eastern Scotland, right the way across to the Welsh borders. And this cloud that you can see to the north, across the northern and west Isles of Scotland, it's really quite low cloud, so there's fog around, and there's some fog around across other parts of Northern Ireland and Scotland too. So yes, a little on the grey start for some of us this morning, but it should, and for most will, brighten up with some sunshine. By the afternoon, temperatures leaping into the high teens and the low 20s again in the north, where the winds are generally quite light. But that's not going to stop the temperatures from getting, as yesterday, into the low to mid 20s. We had 25 yesterday. So another lovely warm sunny day if that's what you like. Overnight the mist and the low cloud will return quite widely. You can see that as the temperatures ease overnight under the clear skies. So it'll be a bit chilly once again, as it will be in a few spots this morning. Changes on the way though to the northwest. It looks like it'll be a little delayed on what we were thinking yesterday. So already yesterday was looking like it would be a fine day for Monday with the weather front to the north of us, but we've got to get rid of that low cloud and that fog. That fog through the rush hour will be problematical at this time of year because it does linger for the rush hour before clearing away, and we see that sunshine coming through, more readily clearing that cloud across the northeast as well. But as you can see, for the far northwest, we're getting some more persistent rain coming in later in the day. But again, warm for most of us. And again, Tuesday looking very similar for many of us, still with there's uncertainty on the timings. It does look like we're going to see quite a significant change with a spell of windy weather, wetter weather, and definitely much cooler weather. We're well above where we should be at this time of year at the moment, temperature-wise. We will plunge down to below average as we head through the mid part of the week. So some uncertainty really in the timings of these low pressures, but it does look much more autumnal for the week ahead. Monday and Tuesday, as I say, mostly fine and dry still, Tina and Roger, but thereafter. Isn't it lovely? Yeah, it's Eastbourne Pier this morning from one of our weather watchers. So yeah, always a delight to receive these photographs early in the morning. And actually it ties in with our weather story, which is always useful as well, because it's got a little bit of patchy cloud in the south, which is courtesy of low pressure that's been just spinning around, giving a few showers in southern areas in the last 24 hours. But, you know, for the majority, if you are heading out to do your garden today, it should be dry with some warm sunshine. This is the cloud that I talked about in the south, spiraling around this area of low pressure in the Bay of Biscay, and it's starting to meander further to the west of us now, so there won't be as many showers as yesterday, but it's still a chance for the Channel Islands in particular, in the southern coastal counties. Don't be disappointed if you're waking up to a lot of mistiness and low cloud, particularly across central and eastern parts of both Scotland, England, and across into the east of Wales too. And there's some low cloud and fog elsewhere in Northern Ireland, and particularly northern and western parts of Scotland. So there are exceptions to that sunny rule, but it should clear for many. But for the northern and west Isles, it's really quite low, so there'll be some sea fog around here, coming into the highlands at times. As I mentioned, it's around in central and eastern Scotland. It may hang around Sea Har and Sea Fret for the North Sea coast today, because there isn't as much breeze for northern England to blow it away. But further south, despite the keen northeasterly wind still, it'll be a warm day. It'll be a warm day for all of us, considering where we are at this time of year. The middle of September, we're seeing temperatures into the low 20s, mid 20s in the south. Now all that low cloud comes back in overnight, low cloud, mist and fog, and it will be around for tomorrow morning's rush hour. It'll be chilly where we don't have that low cloud around and that fog, but at this time of year, with the nights longer now and the sun not as strong, it will hang around for the first part of the rush hour and cause some issues potentially with reduced visibility. Otherwise, tomorrow's another dry and fine day, high pressure with us. I guess it takes a few hours for the sunshine to get to work on that low cloud, burn it away, and we do have an increased southwesterly wind and the increased risk of rain tomorrow. A little bit of drizzle with a thicker cloud today, but this is more definite rain on a weather front coming in to change the weather picture as we go through the middle part of next week. But for most, again, and the low cloud should clear from the east coast more quickly tomorrow. It's warm and it's dry, and it should be into Tuesday for the majority of England and Wales, but by the end of Tuesday, it's all changed. Now, there's uncertainty because of what's going on in the Atlantic, actually, all the storms that we have in the Atlantic, which is throwing the uncertainty as to what's happening over our shores away. But at the end of the day, by midweek, it's getting much more unsettled and a lot cooler as well. We're forecasting snow potentially on the tops of the mountains in Scotland by the end of next week. Temperatures will dip away so dramatically from what we have at the moment. So enjoy the day ahead. Back to you two. Good morning. There's some mist and fog around first thing, but for the majority it looks like another dry and quite sunny, warm day. But how long will that last into next week? I'll tell you more in around 15 minutes. Yes, just a little bit grey here in Bradford at the moment because the low cloud has come in off the North Sea. But for most today, that will clear away and there'll be a lot of dry and warm, sunny weather. But we do have that low cloud around, not just in Bradford, but we've also got it across the northern and western Isles, some pockets of low-level fog in Northern Ireland and Scotland as well. And towards the south, we've got the low pressure still close by, which brought a few showers to southern areas yesterday, probably fewer today, but the chance is still there for the far south of England and the Channel Islands. But this is the extensive low cloud that we've seen coming in off the North Sea. That's the big change really compared with yesterday. But again, there's still some strength left in the September sunshine, so it should push it back towards the coastline as any bits of morning fog inland across Northern Ireland and Scotland should clear. However, the cloud that we have across the northern and western Isles, it's thick enough for some drizzle, and it is quite low as well. Some sea fog here that might linger, and some of the cloud for the right on the coastline, so Seahar and Fret from the east of Scotland and North East England might just hang around. It's right the way across to the Welsh borders at the moment, but that should clear away, and it's warm and dry. Keen breeze still again with us today across the southern half of England and Wales, not as windy in northern England, and the picking up of the southwesterly in Scotland tonight will start to bring some changes in here through tomorrow. You can see the rain on our weather front creeping closer, but for most overnight it's a return of that mist and low cloud and some fog even for the morning rush tomorrow. A bit of a chilly start under that area of high pressure as well, but again that's shaping up for most of us to be a fine and dry day. The weather front really kept at bay except for the far north and west of the country. So do watch out for some fog again, not just this morning but tomorrow morning for the return to work. Then once that clears away, for the majority, lots of warm and dry weather, sunshine as well, high teens, low 20s, but it is all change really through Tuesday and Wednesday.
Thanks very much.
Hello, Roger and Tina. Good morning to you. Hello there. This is a rather grey looking Brunswick Bay in North Yorkshire, but there will be a few spots that stick with this cloud today, but for the majority, there'll be an awful lot of dry and sunny weather, warm weather once again. It is all going to change though as we head into the middle part of next week. So we do still have also some cloud towards the south, the same area of low pressure rotating around the Bay of Biscay, which threw up some showers into southern England yesterday, and will still do so today. That cloud to the north is an approaching weather front, which will start to bring about the changes through Tuesday. So we've got the low cloud that's crept in off the North Sea, more so than yesterday across southern eastern Scotland, much of northern England, down through the Midlands into the east coast of Wales, but it will slowly ease away and be burnt back to the coast, but it could just linger in a few spots. And also this low cloud across the western and the northern Isles of Scotland is just thick enough for the odd spot of drizzle. We've also got fog inland across Northern Ireland and Scotland, but that will clear by this afternoon. It's warm and it's dry. It's less windy than yesterday across northern England, so quite warm in the sunshine, but right on the coast that Seahar and Sea Fret may remain. Still quite a clean northeasterly further south, and that chance of a shower less than yesterday, mostly the far south of England and the Channel Islands. But you saw the temperatures as yesterday. We had 25 degrees Celsius. It is again likely today. Not unusual for September, but it's well above where it should be. Now overnight the winds finally eased in the south, so we're more prone to fog, low-level fog across the southern half of the country as well as further north. Come tomorrow morning's rush, pretty chilly as well under that area of high pressure, very still conditions, so nothing to move that fog around, which means that come tomorrow morning rush it could be quite treacherous on some of the roads with reduced visibility, because at this time of year it doesn't clear before the main rush. So do watch out for that first thing. Otherwise, once it goes, we've got an abundance of sunshine again for England, Wales, much of Scotland and Northern Ireland. The far north of Scotland gets more persistent rain tomorrow with that southwesterly wind coming in. So obviously temperatures held down here, but for most of us, once again, high teens, low to mid 20s. Back to you two.